gunmen attacked the INEC state headquarters office in Owerri, Imo State. They came in their numbers, and unfortunately, one gallant police officer was killed defending the facility, but 3 of the attackers were gunned down and killed by the security operatives led by the police station around there. Some of them were gathered for now. 2 arrested, alive, and is in custody. Just a while ago, the governor of Imo State and the commissioner of police was at the scene to inspect things for themselves. That's talking of Hope Uzodinma. And this is not the first time an INEC office is being attacked. They've been attacking local government offices and getting away with it, and we're shouting that there's need to increase security, and we're sad that these gunmen and hoodlums were not engaged by security agencies in any gunfight, any gun battle. They successfully attack and move away, but they met their Waterloo this morning when they attacked and tried to burn down. They actually burned some aspects of it, the INEC headquarters in Owerri, Imo State. Let's quickly give you the Imo State Police Commissioner as he briefs Governor Hope Uzodinma, who rushed there this morning about the incident.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mainly they reached control about what they did was to throw dynamite into one of our heroes. So they were able to kill 2 of my men and later proceeded those to Port Road. So after getting to Port Road, they now went for INEC office. Our men at INEC office now engaged them, but there were so many. So some of them were now throwing dynamite and petrol bomb into INEC building. So that was why it was fire. But because of the firing of my men, they were not able to go with one of their vehicles. So they left there. So from there, they were now trying to escape. They don't know about our own strategy too. So they now gave them a boat chase. So we were able to neutralize 3, recover 3 AK, and recover 3 pump actions. With some of their IEDs, and in fact, about 4 of their vehicles. So these are the 3 being neutralized. Now, we don't stop there. We now went ahead again. We have been able to arrest 2 alive. Gunshot, no wounds. So they are bringing them now. The vehicles we recover from them are the
Okay, we'll give you more soundbites as they come in. Some clarifications there. The policeman was not killed in INEC office. He was killed elsewhere when the hoodlums, the government, were making their way to INEC office. You heard the account straight from the Commissioner of Police in Imo State. Shola Jasin is also joining us. Gentlemen, your reactions.
Yes, Amici, we've always looked forward to a situation where attacks will be prevented. But when they happen and then there's a reaction, it's a different thing altogether. But most times also the reaction comes late or doesn't come at all. But this time we're seeing the police react almost immediately as the attack happened, and we're getting the account that we're getting. There are several questions that need to be asked. One, eyewitnesses, account of eyewitnesses saying, look, they drove from Okigwe road right through the heart of the city, in 5 convoys, and the police have also acknowledged that, up to the Port Harcourt road where the attack happened. And on one account, the police spokesperson also said, look, there's a fuel station behind or somewhere close to the office, and they used that, to throw petrol bombs, and then eventually came in with dynamite in front of the office. So there are a lot of questions. This is the INEC head office in Imo State. If it doesn't have the kind of security cover, if we not able to get the kind of intelligence to prevent or to forestall, then it raises a lot of questions. I mentioned today, INEC is supposed to begin distribution of permanent voter cards. Anybody who has registered, if you have validly registered as a voter, you're supposed to, from today, collect your permanent voter card. And then we're getting to see this attack. We are being told the distribution will be at the INEC office. We've seen several of the INEC offices in the local governments, that have been attacked and all of that. So it raises a lot of questions. The INEC chairman will tell you, yes, after 24 hours or 48 hours or 2 hours, we're able to print another PVC and all of that. Why are you going to continue printing this PVC until February 24? These are the questions we also need to pose. Some of us are of the opinion, what stops us, for instance, from having strong safes, for instance, in these INEC offices, where at the end of the day,
fireproof
saves. Yes, at the end of fireproof, waterproof, at the end of the day, is put in and stored, so that whatever happens, except you move it, we know that particular sensitive, material that we're using for the voter, to empower the voter, will be readily available at any point, that is needed. But much more, there are so many questions that need to be asked. To my mind, the police are not doing enough. If the intersecurity agency said, look, we should have deployment to Amici, there are 774. 774. I just came back from my village. Don't ask me if the INEC office in my local government headquarters is protected.
Don't answer the question.
Is it protected?
Did you visit the INEC office in your... What's the name of the local government?
Taka local government in the headquarters.
So what day did you go there?
I was there on it's just by my house. I was there on Wednesday, on Thursday. I was there on Friday.
What did you observe?
Silence.
Were there security deployed?
None that would prevent any such attack.
There was some, but you think not adequate?
Not adequate enough to prevent. I expect, if, for instance, they have what they call armored personnel. Don't we have someone some 4 armored personnel carriers that even we get from Navy, from Army, from to deploy to all the local government? We're heading towards an election.
Okay, let's welcome Abulu.
Once again, good morning. This is one attack too many. On a day when the PVC collection is supposed to start, and we are seeing an attack on not just the local government, the INEC headquarters in Owerri, in Imo State. This speaks volume, Amechi, where TV has said a lot of questions are there unanswered. What really is the cause of all this, the attack on INEC office? Why is INEC office the target? Now, if you are talking about deployment of armored APC, armored personnel carrier, to each of the INEC offices across Nigeria, don't forget the security officers will tell you it's not only INEC they are mandated to protect. The bandits are carrying out the activities that happen over the weekend, the attacks that happen over the weekend in parts of the country, where even in Zamfara State, we are hearing that the bandits are determining how political campaigns should go on. So they will tell you that they have other places they need to focus on.
And that they're overstretched.
And they're overstretched.
They may not tell you that, but what you read is overstretch of the security.
The police strength, as I said the other time, is not to 400,000. It's up to 400,000. So if you have 400,000 personnel, and how many have been deployed to follow VVIP or VIPs, and how many are deployed to follow the governors, how many are deployed to protect you and I? So if you don't see a policeman in front of Taka, INEC office in Taka, local government area of Benue State, the same thing is happening in Irua, local government area in Edo State. Same thing happening in that place in Kano. So we need to also ask the question, why are INEC offices the target? For this, Owerri now, we're waiting for INEC.
They want to frustrate the election. There's a simple answer to that.
But is it from the ESN? Is it the ESN that are frustrate or political bigwigs in the southeast that are involved in this? Well, anyway, for this Owerri, we're waiting for INEC to give us an update. What was destroyed? Are the vital equipment affected by this attack? We need to hear from INEC to know if what the INEC chairman is saying, that no PVC, no election, and even if it's attacked at 24 hours, they can still reprint.
Shola.
Very sad news this morning, I would say. But the information was out there all the while. We all knew what is happening. The chair of INEC and its top management have been telling Nigerians that our facilities are under attack. We've seen it happen, that they will be under attack into the run-up to the election. So it's not new. We've stressed it here this morning on this platform that intelligence gathering. Intelligence gathering, then deployment. Interestingly,
I'm acting on intelligence because
Yes.
there are many instances where several intelligence were provided, but the action agencies refused to act.
well, we know that that's true. So, with regards to Owerri this morning, I was just trying to find out from someone who is close to me, who was born and bred in Owerri, to find out how close that INEC state headquarters is to the police command headquarters. So that I can do a geolocation and say, okay, whether there's some negligence or indeed they didn't do well. But this is the state headquarters. Not any local government office somewhere far, Wiriwanta, in Olu or somewhere. So they could have done more. When I say we, INEC, the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, the the Administrative Secretary, and the state officials, as well as the CP and his men. So I'm believing that while we are always advocating that civil security issues should be left with the police, what stops the brigade commander in Obinze from deploying a platoon of Obinze is not just very close to Owerri town. It's just a few minutes drive, from deploying a platoon of soldiers to guard the place. So
have you also forgotten that in that same Owerri, not too long ago,
a prisoner outbreak.
A gunman reigned freely all through the night up to the early morning of the next day, attacking various offices, including the gates of the government house.
Yeah, that was then.
Yes.
These things have happened. So we're talking about what could have been done between those incidents.
Now, why Owerri, Imo State? Is there more to it? Because it appears that since Governor Hope Uzodimma came into power, there's more gun attacks in Owerri than in any other part of the south. Not just in Imo State, but within the state capital. Not just daring attacks. Is there more to it that we don't know? What can the security agencies tell us? Is it political? Is it criminal? Is it what?
Actually, I don't want to go into the realm of political insinuations.
But we're just raising questions for the
these
security agencies to answer.
Yeah, these are valid questions which you're raising. There's a CP there. There in the southeast now. If you may correct me if I'm wrong, there are two zonal commands. There's one now in Anambra, and there's one in Abia. Exactly. So these are issues, and there are directors of DSS in this each and every state in this the southeast region. So we pass it back in the court of those who are law enforcement across board. Even like I mentioned before, you gave that chip in that there's a brigade in Owerri. I'll call it Owerri. Obinze is just a few minutes drive from Owerri. They all need to team up and nip this in the bud, because if they continue like this, we're not surprised, because it has already been said by some people saying there will not be elections in Southeast. No, we're here in another tune now.
And there were killings and shootings in the other parts of the Southeast, in Enugu. About 5 persons we heard were killed.
In three states. I think Enugu, part of Anambra and Owerri, 3 states were affected by the 5-day sit-at-home by a faction of IPOB. Amechi, a faction of IPOB did the attack, and they said the instruction was given by one of the in Finland. You see, that is the question we'll be asking. You are in Finland, giving directive, and people are here carrying out directive, killing human beings. And where is the disconnection between the government and the people? What is needed to be done? The Southeast governors need to sit up to fish out
what
the questions Teve has asked.
What role is the federal government playing in all this? Teve, another attack this morning in Gombe, the capital of Gombe State. The PDP state campaign headquarters was attacked and destroyed. Gombe has experienced some political violence recently, and this is not the first time. The other time we heard from Gombe was the government pulling down the state office of the PDP in that state. So what is wrong with Gombe?
Amechi, you see, there are a little similarities in what's happening in Gombe and perhaps the political situation in Imo State. There is intra-crisis within the ruling party, and then
that's APC.
The APC in both states. In Gombe, you have the former governor Dangoje, Danjuma Goje. Incidentally, he was conspicuously absent when the governor launched his re-election campaign a few days ago. So, and that speaks volumes recall when he was returning to the States, there was an attack on his convoy, you know, and all of that. It took the president and all of that to be able to attempt to reconcile
And
them.
his daughter also resigned from the cabinet.
You know, so there are a lot of issues in all of that. The same thing, you know, in Imo State, you were asking that under Uzodimma. Interestingly, we sat down with him, I think last month, in November, you know, and he was trying to explain how the political class has been fighting him, you know, right from when he was running the primaries, not even.
So he's suggesting it's not politically
He has said it,
induced.
yes, he has said it over time.
Even when the former inspector general said the first attack was by IPOB, he said no.
Yes.
It was politically motivated.
He has always said, in fact, at some point he threatened to, you know, release names of persons, you know. So, but the truth of the matter is, if it means the governor is aware, the security structure or institutions are also aware of what is happening. But the political will to turn the tide in the interest of public peace, in the interest of...
Could it be more of intra-party in APC like you mentioned in Gombe?
Yeah, it's fundamental. It's fundamental. If you observe that in any state where there is intra, you know, crisis within the ruling party, or there are some of a number of these, there's heightened security, you know, issues.
Okay.
Even before you talk about it.
Let me quickly weigh in on the one about the situation in Gombe. Let's not forget that the case of Gombe is very interesting. The governorship is held by Inuwa Yahaya, and a key ally of his, Ishaku Jamilu, used to be in that party with him, but they fell out. He has gone back to the PDP. So, like you said, intra/inter-party conflict in Gombe. Back to
So when you combine intra-party, when the party in control of that state is having internal issues, then you're likely is going to spill into inter-party,
Correct.
and it's
It's
boomerangs,
enforced,
as it were.
exactly.
Now look at what is happening in Rivers. We can't take away Rivers from this equation. Within the PDP, some of them are in support of Atiku Kowa. Some of them are in support of Wike, who's not for Atiku Kowa. And last Friday, we also saw a Togre attack on the home of Senator Lee Meba. His house and properties were destroyed. Now, before then, we've seen a lot of issues. The intra-PDP thing appearing to also move beyond that. So these are states that we should put so much interest on, and the security agencies should also put a lot of attention on. The lead we are giving them that if there's an intra-party matter where the gladiators have disagreed, there is more likelihood and possibilities of violence.
So let me quickly go back to the issue I was trying to raise about Imo. The governor, like we've all said here, has been screaming that this attacks, this arson is political. It's a simple thing. You know, we watch these movies, you know how they do things. One of the persons they must have apprehended, they should turn that person into, a prosecution witness, so that he can name people and they go after the people, not the rhetoric we keep hearing from this political leader.
The person will still be alive after next week. Well, let's bring in you into this into this program. You know, your males are integral part of this program.